Thinking about buying a lake home in central Wisconsin, but not sure which one fits your lifestyle? Lake Redstone and Dutch Hollow are two of the most beautiful lakes in central Wisconsin and only 9 miles apart, but couldn't be more different. HOAs to community vibes, each lake offers its own unique lifestyle. Today, we're breaking down the differences of each lake so you can decide which one is right for you. On this channel, we talk about what it's like to eat, sleep, live, and play in central Wisconsin. If that's the type of information you're looking for, be sure to tap that subscribe button down below. My name is Brandon Lumen. I work for RE/MAX Real Pros and I'd love to connect with you. So send me a text, give me a call, send me an email, or even better yet, set up a Zoom call and I'll answer any questions you may have. Before we get into the Lake Redstone Dutch Hollow showdown, I wanted to share some general information about both lakes. While each lake would definitely be considered a small lake, Lake Redstone is definitely the larger of the two. Lake Redstone covers 600 acres and has around 17 miles of shoreline, while Dutch Hollow covers around 200 acres and has about 8.5 miles of shoreline. Another thing that you'll want to consider with both Dutch Hollow and Lake Redstone is that they would be considered country lakes. Both lakes are fairly close to a small community, probably 4 to 5 miles from a community called LaValle, which is going to have like a general store gas station type situation, a couple of restaurants that you would be able to go to. If you're looking for a larger community, Reedsburg would be your next option, which is about 10,000 people. For you to get to Reedsburg from Lake Redstone, it's going to be about 7 miles, and from Dutch Hollow, it's going to be about 13. Then if you're looking for a little more nightlife, a little more excitement, you could head to Wisconsin Dells, which is going to be about 30 minutes from Lake Redstone and 40 minutes from Dutch Hollow. All right, so it's time for us to get into the Lake Redstone Dutch Hollow showdown. The first thing we're going to talk about are HOAs. If you are a part of the Lake Redstone community, there is no HOA, but there is a Property Owners Association. And the purpose of that Property Owners Association is to put on community events, talk about lake safety and general things like that. So there are no fees. On the other hand, if you are a homeowner in the Dutch Hollow area, there are HOA fees, and as of 2024, those fees were around $524. But those fees do give you quite a few amenities that you can take advantage of, including a clubhouse, a pool area, tennis courts, a beach area. They have walking trails and horse riding trails and other green space that you can take advantage of as well. So there are definitely some positives for that additional HOA fee that you would pay. Another thing to consider with HOA fees is that you don't have as many liberties with your property as you might if you weren't in a homeowners association, but at the same time, you can rest assured that the properties near you are going to be upkept to a certain standard, which is always nice, depending on the type of situation you're looking for. All right, the second thing to consider in the Lake Redstone Dutch Hollow showdown is the layout and recreational use of both lakes. While both lakes are a little bit smaller, they still do provide enough water area for you to be able to open up your motor, do some tubing, do some kneeboarding or water skiing, whatever you're into, and have a good time. If you're there to more just hang out and relax with your family, they both provide bays that you can go to and shut the motor down, anchor, and just float and have a good time with your family and friends. The one thing I would tell you is that Lake Redstone, being a little bit larger lake, on both ends does have no wake zones that you need to just be a little bit more aware of where you're at so that you don't get yourself into any trouble. The other thing that you want to consider about the layout of the lakes is that Lake Redstone was created amongst bluffs, and so while it makes it absolutely a beautiful lake to be on and enjoy, if you're looking to buy a property on Lake Redstone, that's one thing you're going to need to consider, is that some of the properties can be quite a ways up in the air. So you might be 30, 40, 50 feet on a bluff, and then if you want to be able to use the lake, some of those homes are going to have stairs that'll lead you down to the lake. Others may have some sort of a trolley system that you can use to get yourself to the lake. But there are areas where the land is at water level. And although that can be difficult as a homeowner, especially if you're up high, it does certainly provide a lot of beauty if that's what you're looking for. And if you're in the Dutch Hollow area, that's more of a rolling hill type of situation where most of the properties that are on the lake are going to be right at water level, and so you won't have to worry about those types of things. Another thing that you want to keep in mind when considering the recreation on the lake is actually being able to get onto the lake. So if you are someone who has a property in the Lake Redstone area but are not right on the lake, there are no cluster piers that I'm aware of anyway on the lake for you to be able to store your boat. And so you're going to have to use one of the 3 boat launches that are available on the lake. Whereas if you are a part of the Dutch Hollow Homeowners Association and you don't have a property right on the lake, they actually do have cluster piers there for you to be able to use. And as a matter of fact, those homeowners that don't have property right on the lake have first access or first dibs on those cluster piers, and each year you reapply to have one of those piers if that's what you choose to do. And for those of you that have had the opportunity to be on either Dutch Hollow or Lake Redstone, if there's anything that I haven't shared in this video, be sure to leave your comments down below so that others that are watching the video can get your information as well. And if you're getting any value at all out of this video, be sure to tap that subscribe button down below. All right, and the last thing, the third thing for you to consider in the Lake Redstone Dutch Hollow Showdown are the convenience and amenities that each lake provides. The first thing that I will tell you is that neither lake has a bar and grill or anything right on the lake for you to go to, although Lake Redstone does have one, the north end is what it's called, which is nearby, but you don't really have a place where you can dock your boat and just get out and walk up to the north end. But there is that opportunity if that's something you'd like to do. The other thing to consider with both of these country lakes is that they are just that. They are out in the country, and so in order to get to a convenience store or to get to a gas station, you're going to need to travel a little ways. Neither lake has gas right on the lake for you for your boat. So you're 4 to 5 miles away from LaValle, which has a nice little general store called Hartjes, which is going to have a lot of the things that you're going to need. And as I mentioned earlier, if you're looking to get to a larger community, Reedsburg is either 13 miles away if you're in Dutch Hollow, 7 miles away if you're on Lake Redstone. All right, just a couple of additional pieces of information that I wanted to share with you. And this is just my opinion, but if you're looking for a little more upbeat, get it going, have fun on the lake kind of a situation, in my opinion, Lake Redstone is the type of lake you'd be looking for. If you're looking for a little bit more laid back, kind of a retirement, just enjoy the lake, a little more slow paced, I would go with Dutch Hollow. But again, that's just my opinion. The other thing that you need to know about both lakes is that they are in the process of adopting a no wake boat policy. And so that I don't think has been approved by either lake, but I know that that's something that they're working toward because neither of the lakes are particularly deep in most areas, and I don't think that those types of boats are really necessarily good for lakes that are just a bit shallower. Again, my name is Brandon Lumen. I work for RE/MAX Real Pros, and I'd love to connect with you. So send me a text, give me a call, send me an email, or even better yet, set up a Zoom call, and I'll answer any questions you may have.